You gotta put the button to the letter, but the sooner the better to get the right hand back.
Alexander Hamilton.
Dude!
Holy Frenchman. My God.
Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius, and today we are here with some more Hamilton. That was a heck of a recording batch we did last, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last time the two of us got together, we recorded Helpless, Satisfied, Wait For It, all the way up to 10 Dual Commandments and Meet Me Inside, which has come out kind of incrementally over the last couple of weeks. But that was a crazy batch of videos. First of all, Helpless and Satisfied are just some of the most incredible sort of combination of things. Wait For It, my favorite song in all of Hamilton. And then the greatest Casper prediction we have somehow ever had in that freaking video where you somehow pulled out of nowhere. I mean, you didn't. You explained your thought process. It was brilliant. But you pulled out of seemingly nowhere that Eliza was pregnant, which we had revealed at the very, very end. How does it feel to be so right all the time except for when you're completely wrong?
Yeah, I like someone in the YouTube comment said that for my predictions or prophecies, I either wrote nat 1s or nat 20s.
Yes, that is the most accurate thing. You've got loaded dice for a nat 20 and nat 1 on every divination check you've ever tried to make. That's 100% right. But that was a great little batch. If you missed the last episode, first of all, why? Go back. But we also did, just because I wanted the confirmation of Casper's prophecy in the same video, we have actually watched like the first 15 seconds of Stay Alive. That's it. But we did get to watch that just a little bit, so if it seems like Casper is unsurprised by the revelation of pregnancy, go watch the end of the last video over on Casper's channel. But we are going to check out That Would Be Enough and Guns and Ships, which, oh, I'm so excited about. And that's going to premiere straight on into History Has Its Eyes on You and Yorktown. This is going to be an insane couple of videos. What do you think on those names, sir?
History Has Its Eyes on You. That's interesting. Yorktown. Yorktown. I don't have much to say. I do have a question for you, Mortius.
Yes.
So I was on stream the other day talking about Hamilton and, you know, the like up until what we know and why. And a lot of people in my chat brought a specific concept to my, well, they brought to my attention.
What?
What is a Miku binder?
Oh my gosh. That just... I'm having war flashbacks right now. Don't you ever say that combination of words to me. There's going to be so many people in the comments who were not unfortunate enough to be on Hamilton Tumblr circa 2016 that will have no idea what we're talking about, and they will continue to because I refuse. I refuse. Why would you do that? Who? How did they know? How did they know I was exactly the kind of 2016 Tumblr? Oh my god. Well, that was 5 minutes of my life that I'll never get back, having to go. We are, without any further ado, going to just completely ignore that. I'm so sorry for all of you who are going to be massively confused, but also, if you have no idea what he's talking about, just be grateful, and just remember that curiosity killed the cat. But if that is not warning enough for you, just ask in the comments and I'm sure someone will tell you. That's going to be good engagement. But also remember, curiosity killed the cat. You've been warned. Before I'm forced to think about that any longer, we are going to hop into That Would Be Enough, Guns and Ships, and then straight into Casper's channel, History Has Its Eyes on You and Yorktown. I'm really, really excited for this batch of songs, and let's hop into it.
Go home, Alexander. That's an order from your commander. Go home.
And I love the slow strings and the guitar string, like really taking it from like almost the war instrumentals and transitioning it. And it's like they're like, doom, 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 doom. Bring, you know, like the strings almost serve as like that transition, like it's instrumentally like he's going home to a different environment, which is exactly what's happening. Like it really transitions Hamilton and the audience from war to Eliza.
And then the Schuyler Sisters reprise.
Oh, was it?
Or what's the song called? With the look around, look around. The revolution's happening in New York.
Oh, you're right.
It's
Yes, that is. You're right. Yes, that is in Schuyler Sisters. You're 100% right. I forgot.
Okay,
yeah, no, you're 100% right. Good point.
How lucky we are to be alive right now. Look around, look around.
How long have you known?
A month or so.
Eliza, you should have told me.
I wrote to the general a month ago. I begged him to send you home.
You should have told me.
I'm not sorry. I knew you'd fight until the war was won. But you deserve a chance to meet your son. Look around at how lucky we are to be alive right now.
And for those of you who did happen to miss the last video or just forgot since the last week, as a reminder, pretty much Eliza saying, I knew you'd fight until the war was done is where we hit new territory for Casper after that sort of hint forward that we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah.
How about this? Like the emotional, the vulnerability, like...
Beautiful, especially his like his delivery of like when he finds out that she's the reason why he was dismissed from. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. I also, someone pointed out something to me because I have people moderators scanning the comments for spoilers and then sending me ones that are like good to go. And someone told me that this pro shot is not just one night; it's 3. There's
Really?
yeah, so apparently
I didn't
there's,
even
like,
know that.
These close-ups are actually taken on a night where they've performed without an audience to get like close-ups like this without the disturbance of an audience, which I feel like that's very interesting. Like,
That's
makes me,
really
because you can
fascinating, yeah.
You can apparently see it in Satisfied and in the
Like there's just a couple of like almost like discrepancies, like
like
what's the
some
word
of the
I'm
flowers
thinking of?
on her dress, like I know the exact word, like the exact word you think. What is it called?
Oh my god,
it's
continuity.
Like coherency, but it's something.
Continuity.
Continuity, yes.
Yes,
that's the one. Yes,
continuity
yes, yes.
errors. I'm surprised I haven't noticed that. I've watched this pro shot. This is like the 3rd or 4th time I'm going through this pro shot.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I've
it's
never
a YouTube
noticed.
comment, so we don't know if it's factual, but like, yeah.
It would be interesting. I'm gonna look that up afterwards. I'm really curious. But yeah, and then just that just again all that emotional vulnerability.
Yeah, so
there's
such a good deliverance.
There's an old like early Hamilton fandom meme comic of this scene that I almost don't want to say because I don't want to take away from like the emotion of it, but it's so funny to me, and I hope other people have seen it. It's literally a comic, but it's like Eliza being like, I knew you'd fight until the war was done, and he's like, war's not done, but you deserve a chance to meet your son's not done. And he's like looking at her stomach. It's the stupidest meme, but it's so funny. I knew you'd fight until the war's not done. War's not done. But you deserve a chance to meet your son. Son's not done. Looking at her stomach. It's so dumb, but it cracks me up every single time I see it. Anyways, back into the emotion. Why do people watch us?
Will you relish being a poor man's wife, unable to provide for your life?
I relish being your wife. Look around. Look at where you are. Look at where you started. The fact that you're alive is a miracle. Just stay alive, that would be enough. And if this child shares a fraction of your smile or a fragment of your mind, look outward, that would be enough. I don't pretend to know the challenges you are facing, the worlds you keep erasing and creating in your mind, but I'm not afraid.
A quick pause there, kind of in the middle of all that, just heavy emotion there. I love her. Oh my gosh, I was thinking about so many things. I already forgot the line I was just about to pause, but that very quick, like all this is very low, very subtle into like her range with that one like no is just it's so good.
This is one of the times because for a second there I forgot I'm watching a play or a theater. I got
Right?
so sucked into
Feels
it.
like we're just watching a movie that happens to be
like
singing.
not even. I feel like I'm literally
Oh, you're
watching.
just there.
Like,
Wow.
I feel like I'm living the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like really sucked in for a second. When you pause, I was like, whoa.
My bad.
That was
So
great.
sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's wow, so beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I love this song. I definitely think this is probably one of the more underrated songs, just as it exists. I mean, like I said, you know how good the last ones were, and I just said how excited I was for some of these songs upcoming. I feel like this kind of gets the unfortunate side effect of being a slow song sandwiched in between like 5 bangers. And doesn't get really talked about enough, but honestly, it's one of my favorites, at least in Act 1. It's a really pretty song. And I'm just a sucker for Philippa Sue.
Yeah, and dude, these instrumentals, I love when the deeper part of the the lower part of the piano plays well with because it does to me. I can't really hear it because it blends so well with the lower part of the piano, like with the left-handed piano. Blends so well with whatever bass instrument is at play here. I can't hear what it is. I can't hear if there's even one because
Interesting.
everything just blends so well. It's so beautiful.
That's a good point. I like that. I want to listen for that. Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Hear that?
That would be enough. We don't need a legacy. We don't need money. If I could grant you peace of mind, if you could let me inside your heart, oh, let me be a part of the narrative in the story they will write someday. Let this moment be the first chapter where you decide to stay. And I could be enough.
Can we talk about the vocal control in that crescendo? Where you decide to stay. But even way longer and sustained than that. And I could be enough, like, oh, man.
Dude, and when she changed the lyrics from that would be enough to like and I would be enough.
But not even, no, tiny difference, not, and I would be enough, and I could be enough. Oh. And even that feels even more like, can I be enough for you to stay? It's not, will you stay for me? It's, could I be enough?
This is because like that is just such a beautiful portrayal of love because this is a Skylar sister, one of if not the richest families in New York. Like that's like
at the
least
time,
from
seemingly, yeah.
Yeah. And so she has a lot to fall back on, essentially, right? But here she is, let's say, economically settling for someone like lower class, if you can like say it like that. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but
No, I get
and
you.
then still she's here being like really like almost like desperate to let him know that like I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I hope that I am enough for you. Not even bringing in like I have so much money from my family. We will be fine. It's just like my love for you. I hope that's enough. That's absolutely beautiful. That like that really got me. I must admit that
I'm so glad.
that's really.
Yeah, no, I love, like I said, I love this song. I love this. And I know that like a lot of people like this, the lyricism here, I have no idea who was on the lyrical team for this specifically. Like, I know almost all of it was Lin-Manuel himself, but I do know he had some help. But I've heard, like, this song really, really resonates with military spouses in, like, the real world.
Yeah,
because so
I can
much of it is
imagine.
that push and pull and how she's feeling and, like, let this moment be the first chapter where you
Yeah.
decide to stay. It's just,
I have a question. So because I know that there's a song that would be enough, but also is this that would be enough or is this Stay Alive?
No, this is That Would Be Enough. Stay Alive
But there
was...
is a song.
Stay Alive we already did.
Yeah, because she dropped a lot of like song titles in these lyrics. I feel
Yes.
like it's like just Stay Alive, just Stay Alive, and then okay, yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So good. I know we just paused and talked about it, but I know that we are about to hit, just as you know, a huge tonal change, just as a heads up. So I wanted to give you a moment to kind of feel that and see if there's any other thoughts. I know we just shared, this will probably be a quick pause, but just to give you the opportunity before we hop into the next song.
That's probably one of my favorite songs from the musical.
It's really good.
I think I need to process it a bit before I can put it over Right Hand Man, but this, that I feel I feel affected by this song. Like, not to bring Epic into this, but as I said, it's very rare for media to hit me or affect me in certain ways. And I remember when Politis dies, I felt exactly like I feel right now.
Wow.
Because in the end, it's just media, right?
Yeah.
It's just media. But then, yeah.
But it's not. It's the connection that we make with it, and the connection it finds in us with our real world. Yeah. It's funny, Casper keeps being... I love that Casper keeps being like, oh, it's rare for media to hit me, and I'm just thinking about the list of musicals that I know are on our duo list, and I'm just like, that's gonna change. But I'm glad we found a format that you can find so much connection to. So yeah, I think that's really special, and I'm glad that I get to share this experience with you.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How...
We're gonna have to explain this to the YouTube audience.
That's
literally in the middle time when we had that cut between songs, we were chatting for like 3 or 4 minutes. As a reminder, if you want to see just the ways we chat and things like that, those kind of bits and bots in the middle of the cuts are available on Patreon as part of our unedited along with the early access. But one of the last things he said before we clicked play was, oh, and then after this, I need a shower. And then I pressed play and it was like...
Dude, I swear to God,
that was
prophecies,
incredible.
that's like my secret weapon, I swear to God.
Another
like
Casper prophecy, another nat 20. Jesus. Let's keep it going, because this intro is really good. Goodness.
Let's do it.
We emerge victorious from the quagmire, leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher. Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in.
Once this starts, we are not going to want to pause, so I do want to take a quick moment just for history. Do you know who Betsy Ross is?
No.
The first American flag was actually made by a woman, which I think is a very, very fun fact. If I remember correctly, the current iteration was made by someone else entirely, like when it got to like more and more states. But if you've ever seen the initial one, which is like Wow, I'm a terrible American citizen right now. I'm blanking on exactly what it looks like, but no, I mean, we'll look it up afterwards. It's totally fine, but Mason can put it on the screen here. But yeah, the original, the revolutionary American flag was made by a woman named Betsy Ross. So as that's leave the battlefield, waving Betsy Ross's flag higher is like a cool way for them to kind of invoke the image of that old, just 13 colonies flag flying, while also kind of giving homage to a very important woman in American history that doesn't actually get a character in the show. Spoiler.
Okay. So this is obviously another motif, for the first song we hit. Our favorite immigrant.
Yes.
Is this Lafayette?
He's constantly confusing, confounding the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman. Taking this horse by the reins, making red coats, whether we blood stains. And I'm never gonna stop until I make them jump from them up and gather their remains. Watching, engaging them, escaping them, enraging them. I get the grabs for more funds. I come back with more guns. On ships, and so their balance shifts.
We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts.
We can end this war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there is someone else we need.
I know.
So he knows what to do in a trench, ingenuity, fluent in French, I mean. So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on the bench, I mean? No one has more resilience or matches my practical, tactical brilliance. You want to fight for your land back?
I need my right-hand man back.
Yes, get your right-hand man back. You know you gotta get your right-hand man back. I mean, you gotta put the button to the letter, but the sooner the better to get your right-hand man back.
Alexander Hamilton.
Dude!
Frenchman. My God. We're on your channel, so I can't say.
Well, you know, pardon your French.
Pardon my French. I said.
Exactly.
I said the swear word in French.
Yeah,
instead.
exactly.
Okay.
That's so good, isn't it? And that the very last verse he had, but you got to put some thought into the letter, but the sooner the better to get your right-hand man back. I think, if I remember correctly, doubled the previous record for words per minute on a Broadway stage. Or words per second, sorry. Like, literally, if I remember correctly, I think it literally doubled the previous record of just that verse.
Dude, something that really stuck with me. Did Alexander Hamilton speak fluent French?
Yeah.
Really? God damn.
I know. What?
Lafayette.
I know, right? Isn't he incredible? Isn't he absolutely incredible? I love him so much.
I was very bollocks. What's the guy best man at the wedding for Hamilton?
John Lawrence?
Yes, I feel like he's been the only one who's kind of had like a dominant role in this, like that he has like, you know, had pretty cool like rap styles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was kind of underwhelmed by the other two so far, right? I'm still waiting a bit for Hercules Mulligan to you know, do something.
Oh,
that
yeah.
actually like pull through, you know.
Of course.
But here, this Frenchman just put Europe on the map. I swear to God, that was incredible.
Wasn't it stunning? I love it so much. It's so good. Did you like even pick up on all those words? Like, it's so much fast.
I was just like admiring the flow. I didn't pick up on
it's so good. All right, cool. We're gonna have the editor. We're gonna have the editor cut real quick, and we're gonna take it back to the start of this resync and just do literally that whole start again, and hope that the copyright system doesn't. Why? Mason, cut! Get us out of here!
Field waving Betsy Ross's flag higher. Yo, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant. You know in love who's unafraid.
And pay attention to the lyrics so we can actually talk about them because they're crazy.
The British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighting Frenchman. Taking this horse by the reins, making red coats, whether we blood stains. And I'm never gonna stop until I make them double from them up and gather their remains. Watch me engaging them, escaping them, enraging them. I want to fight for more funds. Come back with more guns.
I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats redder with bloodstains. Do you know red coats were the like name for the British because that's what they wore. And so
I see that visually as well. Because they're wearing blue coats, all of them.
Yes.
Like all the ones on the
and that
revolutionary
is
side,
fairly the costuming in this for the most part is actually pretty solidly historically accurate, other than like a couple pretty much anything that really distinguishes a specific character is a little bit of an embellishment necessarily, but like the sort of base of everything they have is very historically accurate.
The king is in all red.
Yes. And so are the king's men that like introduced him.
Yeah.
And like the one where there's that like big moment where like that ensemble member's head got snapped, that was a red coat doing that. So I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats redder with bloodstains, and I'm never going to stop until I make them drop and burn them up and scatter their remains.
Nice. That's very nice of him.
Holy
No, but I mean, because like, you know, like in war, you have the respect for the other
I
soldier.
mean, you know what? That's a good point, actually. Yeah. Wow, I've never actually thought about that lyric actually being like weirdly considerate of like a little bit honorable of like, I'll still burn their bodies and scatter their remains. That's a good point. But yeah, isn't it just wild? It's so good. When I was in high school, it was like the biggest flex as a Broadway kid to be able to do this at tempo. Like, I spent so long just trying to be like, I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats, red bloodstains, and I'm never going to stop until I make drop, burn above, scatter their remains. Like, I never actually got it good, but, like, I could technically say the words at tempo. And it was, like, the biggest, like, flex if you were one of the people who could actually do Guns and Ships at tempo.
Damn. It's a banger, dude.
It's such a banger.
And so their balance shifts.
We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts.
We can end this war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but for this to succeed, there is someone else we need.
I know.
I love, and so that kind of like we can rendezvous with Rochambeau, and then we can end this war at Yorktown. Like they're saying, like after all this time, we had that whole song about like them being at the end of their capabilities, them feeling like they can't do this war any longer, and now like they've reached a point where they're like, hey, if we can actually get all of our ish together and get Hamilton back and all of this, like that battle right there could end the war. But you know who we need, because he's the main character.
I'm now noticing Hamilton is announced, and it's gonna get a bit technical, with a tonic sus4 back to the tonic, which is the so except when you have like it's like you're out and then home. So you have like la da, so da is home. So you're almost home here on the sus4 and then back home.
Interesting.
That's how if you listen to it here, then da da Hamilton. Pretty cool. Like I just noticed that.
Interesting. Cool. And yeah, Surrey knows what to do in a trench, ingenuitive and fluent in French.
Knows what to do in a trench, ingenuitive and fluent in French. I mean, so you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on the bench? I mean, no one has more resilience or matches my practical, tactical brilliance. You want to fight for your land back?
I need my right-hand man back.
And then the idea, because remember, when everything went bad, I'm just like explaining everything, but I love this song so much, and it's so lyrically complex. But when Charles Lee had that really bad loss, George Washington asked Hamilton, sir, have Lafayette take the lead. We talked about that line, but we didn't really talk at the time. We talked about what it meant for Hamilton, but we didn't even talk about what it meant for Lafayette. Like the fact that Lafayette was like, oh, something's going wrong, get that man, is such a compliment. And then thinking about like the fact that Lafayette was the man that George Washington went, oh, things are going bad, pull him in. And then for Lafayette to then say, no one else matches my practical tactical brilliance, really like establishes like just what a presence Hamilton is for these men.
Would it be safe to say that Lafayette is Washington's left-hand man?
Honestly, maybe. Yeah. And right now he's down one.
Get your right hand man back. You know you gotta get your right hand man back. I mean, you gotta put the button to the letter, but the sooner the better to get your right hand man back.
Alexander Hamilton, troops are waiting in the field for you. If you join us right now, together we can turn the tide. Oh, Alexander Hamilton, I have soldiers that will yield for you.
He's getting his command.
If we manage to get this right, they'll surrender by early light. The world will never be the same.
Right?
That was all Guns and Ships?
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Holy, what a...
Guns and Ships was in that one too.
Washington got piped. Oh, goodness. And
Oh, yeah.
and look at all the... I loved how they used the entire cast. Like, I saw... God damn it. Not Hercules. What was his name? Josh. No, what's his
John
name?
Lawrence.
Thank you.
You're good.
Josh Lawrence. and some of the
Joshua
Schuyler
Lawrence.
sisters in the back as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're all there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it, like
her
passing
belly's
in
big.
and then like giving like the note to Eliza, her like after that whole song like got me a little bit. Like after that whole conversation we just had.
Yeah. Because she's very pregnant now. Like some time has passed since he got home.
Oh yeah. And the fact that I kind of mentioned it, but he's now getting like troops are waiting in the field for you. If you do like, he's finally like, this is our final battle. That thing you've been asking for, that thing you've insisted you're willing to die for, man, if there was ever a time, this is it.
Bro, I feel like George Washington would be like the perfect candidate. Like this, well, obviously, probably George Washington as well, but the actor here, Chris
Jackson.
What? Yes. Why is this guy not performing at the Super Bowl or like the national anthem at like some games? You know, I feel like with those pipes,
Dude,
he
he's so
definitely
good.
do that.
And not to say this is a comparable performance, but just like a lot of people forget, like, because you've seen Moana, right?
Moana, yes.
Do you know that Chris Jackson is in Moana?
As who?
Moana's dad. Consider the
He's
coconut,
chief.
consider
He's
its
the
trees, the island gives us what we need. That's Chris Jackson.
No
Yeah,
shot.
no, it is. Yeah. That's right, we stay.
No shot.
While he's looking that up, I'm gonna do the outro and he's gonna react and watch in the Patreon outro. So if you want to see the result of that, make sure you join us on Patreon. But we need to do an outro so it's not crazy long because we need to lead right into the next premiere because we are going to be checking out what's up next. Oh, duh. History Has Its Eyes on You. And then Battle of Yorktown.
Ooh, shit's
It's all
going down.
coming to a head now. It's all coming to a head. So make sure that you join us over on Casper's channel directly after this premiere, and then join us next week for the last 3 songs of Act 2, along with a little more information on how you're going to get to see, the last couple songs of Act 1. My brain. Go to Casper's channel. We'll talk about it over there. Bye!